Hello, since you are reading The One and Only Ivan, we are going to paint a picture of yourself as the one and only you. You should have finger paint, and if you would like to start with crayons, you can. You have your canvas. You might want a glass of water, and even brushes if you had brushes. You could even get a mirror to look at yourself. Paper towels. I like to keep wipes handy. Baby wipes work great, or just paper towels, and maybe even a plate to if you wanted to mix your pictures. So the first thing you want to think about is the face shape. If you look in the mirror, there's lots of different face shapes. Some people have pointier chins, some people have rounder faces, some people have wider jaws, or a long, narrow face. These are exaggerated. But probably the best way to start out is if you start with an oval. So, I'm going to draw darker so you can see this. So you start with the basic face shape, and then you're going to want to lightly divide it in half. And then you can divide it in half again. See that the bottom half is about as the same distance as the top half. And the reason for this is most people draw their eyes way up here, but in reality, your eyes are down in the middle of your whole head. So, and there's lots of different eye shapes that you could do. Here's some examples I have, but the easiest ones are maybe to draw maybe about a rainbow shape, and you would actually have an eye length in between those eyes. So if you have too much space, then your eyes look too wide, and not enough space, then your eyes look too close. So there's actually an eye distance. So you can make the eye a almond shape or a football shape if you would like, and then your eye has a round iris and pupil. The iris is the color part of your eye, and the pupil is the black part of your eye. You can draw an eyelid over it a little bit, and then you can measure how wide your eye is, and from that line, that'll tell you where the middle of your nose is. And there's lots of different noses you could do. Here's some the simple ones that I've drawn, but I'm going to probably just show you the simplest. So if the middle of your nose is here, then on each side of your nose is a kind of a C, and then a backward C on this side, and then you can do just a little, what would you call that? Sideways comma for your nostrils. If you wanted to draw the middle of your nose, you could. Or maybe even a line down, that's okay. Now, your mouth is going to be no wider than the middle of your eye. So I always start my mouth with the line between the lips. And then, if you have your mouth closed, it's that line where your lips come together. And then you can add some lips, or you can make a smile face with the teeth, or here's lots of different lips. Oh, and we can't forget the eyebrows. That's another thing that you could look at your self and see what shape your eyebrows are, because everybody's eyebrows are different. and if it, depending on your expression, your eyebrow would be different. And the ears would be as high as that eye line, and they go down to the bottom of your nose. So you wouldn't want to make your ears higher than this eye line or past the bottom of the nose. And it still doesn't look quite right, right? We need a neck. The neck will start about at the edge of the eyelids. And then we need hair, huh? So what I want you to do is look at your hair and see what your hair looks like. And then simplify into a shape. And then you can make the shape of your hair. You don't need to worry about drawing every hair. And now we can get out the paints now that we have the basic idea of what we want to draw. So we have lots of nice colors in here, but we don't have any white, so you guys can probably just paint your picture whatever colors you want. I'm going to get them all out. You can make your face all these fun colors. If you want to mix some colors, maybe you can get a nice skin color with some yellow. So that's why I have my plate. I'm going to get some yellow out and maybe some red. Does anybody know what color that's going to make? Red and yellow make orange. So that might make a nice beginning of a skin color. Let's see what happens when we blend a little bit of red and yellow. Red overpowers the yellow pretty quick. So you might want to add more yellow than red. And then to dull it down, you could add a tiny splash of green or a dot of brown. If we had white, we would add a lot of white. Let's just see what happens if I add just a splash of green. The reason I want to add green is because green is the opposite color of red on the color wheel. So when you add the opposite color, it dulls it down. Whoops, I might have added too much red, but we're just making a fun one and only you portrait. Now that's way too much green. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to add a lot of yellow again. And just take in just a little bit of the green. And maybe I'll put my red over here so I have more control. And you have your fingers so you don't have to worry about cleaning your brushes so much. Okay, now I'm starting to get a dull orange-ish color. Maybe a dot of brown will make it interesting. It'll be fun to see what you guys come up with all these fun colors. Okay. Let's see what brown does to my mixed color. Okay. Now in this, since we don't have white paint, you're going to want to leave any spots you want white. So my eyes, the whites of my eyes, I want to leave white. So I'm going to try to be careful to not paint that area. But if you do, that's okay. So I'm coloring my face tone in. Getting my eyelids, under my eyebrows, my nose. And if you have a small area, maybe you could use your pinky. And just kind of have fun with it. And my neck, don't forget to paint your neck and the other ear. Okay. Now I'm going to get out a baby wipe and wipe the paint off my fingers or paper towel. And notice if I leave the paint thicker, it's more orange, but when I wipe it away, it's more yellow. So I can use that to my advantage in areas of my face I want darker. I could put the paint thicker, maybe under my nose, under my chin. Maybe even my ears to make darker. Under my eyebrows, in the corners of my eye. You can kind of have fun with that. Now, my eyes are pretty blue, so I'm going to try blue for my irises. And I notice I just used my pinky to get a nice circle. I'm going to use maybe some red for my lips. I might even add a little orange into it. You guys might have smaller fingers, so maybe you don't have to use your pinky to get the fine little details. Okay, now I want to do my hair in the background. Oh, and my eyebrows. I can't forget my eyebrows. So just kind of have fun with it. This is your unique picture because you're the one and only you, and so you can make it however you want and have fun with it. I think my iris in one eye is smaller than the other, so I'm going to make that a little bigger. Now I have brown hair, but maybe for fun, I will make some purple. Maybe I can add brown to it later, but I'm feeling like I want purple hair today. And the crayon just kind of gives you an idea of where you want to put everything. If you just wanted to start painting, you could do that. You may not need to do the crayon. Okay, got my hair on. Now I want to do a background, color in the background, and I can't forget my iris. So I could even just tap a little on the lid and see how I got just a tiny dot that's sticking out. I'm going to use that spot that's sticking out. I'm not going to tap my whole finger down. I'm just going to, I don't know if you could see that. I just made a tiny dot of that part that was sticking out on the black to make my pupil, the black part of my eye. And I want to leave the whites of my eye white, so I'm not going to paint anything there. And maybe I'll put some green in the background and fill my background with beautiful green, because I've been wanted to see the jungle and be out free in the jungle. So you could add things in the background if you wanted. You have trees if you had room. This is your painting to make it however you want. And mostly just paint how you feel. And that's almost it. You can add and take. Okay, that is my portrait